Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Raul.
And it's Mike.
And we'd like to welcome you back to the AO podcast, and this is episode 51.
51.
Now, before we get into anything, make sure you follow the podcast. All the links are
Will
down
be
in the description.
Down there over yonder.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Follow us, too, as well.
Yeah, and follow us. And make sure if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast or Spotify that you follow us on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said,
so we're just gonna start it off
now,
like
real quick,
this.
Before we get into any of this, I want to make one thing very clear, and that is we are not a political podcast by any means, and not only
we are not professional.
Yeah, we are not experts at all. So
all.
All this is just giving us our reactions and opinions onto what's currently happening. If you would like more
regular
detail
citizens
and more knowledge on the situation, you can do your own research, or there's great YouTube channels that cover this in more detail and length, and they know way more than we do. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer because I would never want somebody to say the fucking AO podcast.
He's like, hey, Mr. Raul, man, told me that.
Imagine somebody saying that. They get their news from us.
No, we're bad sources, y'all.
Yeah,
but we're just here to chill and vibe, but also talk about very, very big things that are happening in the world that are very, fucking bad.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna give.
So how you gonna transition us to this?
I'm just essentially just gonna give a quick breakdown of some of the events that have unfolded recently, the last couple days, and then we can give our opinions on it. Now, so on June 21st, which was I believe a Saturday.
Yes, it was Saturday.
There was a strike that was done on
the power plants in Iran by the U.S.
Yeah, there was the nuclear power plants that housed, supposedly that's where Iran was creating nuclear weapons.
Supposedly.
So at 4 a.m, there were some military jets that flew overhead, dropped some, I believe they're called bunker buster bombs and tomahawk bombs, which are designed to essentially burrow underground when they land. So they're designed to eliminate targets that are buried deep below the ground. And so that happened. They struck 3 different nuclear facilities, one in Fordo, Estefan, and let me see what the third one was.
I think the point is they struck all 3.
Well, I know, I'm just trying to be a little bit more detailed.
Yeah.
So also I apologize if I mispronounce any of these.
We are just a bunch of Americans reacting to all this, but they did hit the 3. And while you're looking that up, I will say the major reaction to that also is it was a decision made. It didn't go to Congress. It was a decision made that didn't have a lot of checks through it. It was kind of more of it was a hidden thing that and us describing it is what the fuck, because we're what the fuck too, because and then Trump goes on his whatever
Nazlan,
the fuck is.
Way. It was the third one was Nazlan, I believe.
Nazlan, yeah.
No. So then essentially what happened after that, Trump came out and he did a press conference, I believe that same night, where he essentially he stated in his words, this is a quote, that they obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. Which we now know in retrospect that was a lie, because it's now coming out that we at most it's looking like we only set back their program by a few months, or even at worst just a few years. So
they didn't even do their secret job right.
So it's looking like this wasn't as successful as Trump is trying to paint it as.
It's really not.
And so after that, though, there was some retaliation from Iran, who shot, I believe, 14 missiles to
the base in Qatar.
yeah, the base in Qatar, which was I believe it's the biggest military base in that region, U.S. military base, and now the same thing. It was kind of like a botched or failed attack because those military bases have systems in place that essentially track rockets or track missiles whenever they're in the sky and essentially just shoot them down. So I believe there was only one missile that actually did land, but there was no
major damage or consequences to
major
that.
Damage done.
And before all this, too, we have to give context to this as well. Israel, earlier this month, shot at civilian locations in Iran, so they made the big step towards that, which made Iran then retaliate by sending missiles over to Tel Aviv. Where they especially keep military bases in civilian areas because they're fucking pieces of shit. And then so that is a big and since Israel is the US's ally, the US is trying to make decisions on their behalf as well.
Now, here's the thing that I found really interesting that happened right after the response from Iran. I find it a little funny now in retrospect because right after that, those missiles were launched at the base in Qatar. Trump came out and said that supposedly Iran and Israel had reached a ceasefire agreement. And
neither of them both of them were like, no, we didn't.
I think my favorite thing is I saw the TMZ thing, right? It was a post where it was saying how Trump announced that.
Yes.
And then I literally saw somebody retweet on Twitter. It was another news source that said that Iran basically responded we haven't heard anything.
It is we didn't make any agreement as well.
Also,
but
wait. So, just the fucking balls to announce a ceasefire right after you fucking fired, tried to destroy their nuclear relations.
3 of their nuclear plants, and you were like, hey, but we reached a deal already. And then as he's boasting this deal, just yesterday or a couple days ago, oh my fucking, they just fucking, Israel just started fucking dropping and shooting bombs at Iran. And then it wasn't yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And literally hours or even nearly a day after Trump said the things about the ceasefire.
Now, here's the thing that's interesting.
Yeah.
That, especially as far as Trump is concerned, that I honestly did not think that he would say that. Well, actually, no. You know what? Now thinking more about it, and
this is a total Trump move.
The type of person that he is, he probably would say this if he was upset, and he was upset. Because there's a video, it's a brief video. It's a clip where it's he's I don't know where he's walking out of, but it's somewhere either there's I don't know if it's outside the White House, but there's a bunch of press there and they're asking him questions, and they're essentially asking him questions about Israel's recent attack on Iran right after he announced the ceasefire.
Yeah,
and he said that he wasn't happy with both of them, and that's the thing that I found interesting is that I didn't think that he would also say that he was not pleased with Israel. That was something that legitimately caught me off guard.
No, because
but the reason why I say that is because but the reason why it didn't is because if you watch the clip, you can see how fucking visibly upset he is.
No, he's very this situation that, because it's obvious that Trump is trying to no matter, because Israel's been doing Israel for the past 70 years. People have been focused on it recently because of the major Holocaust genocidal shit they've been doing to Palestinians in Gaza. But recently they've been since they haven't been caught doing all that horrific shit, because everything is backed by both the UK and the US and other countries as well. They're yeah, shit, if we could do this, we could just go and do this over there. You know, they try doing that. They do that from time to time to Lebanon as well, and as well as their neighbors, because it's an apartheid militaristic regime, that state. And then Israel's like, fuck it, we'll just ceasefire, fuck you, just you deal with it. We're gonna go attack them over there. And Trump is like, this is not how it, like, he literally was like trying to get them out, but like they still,
the funny part is
fucking taking the steps they do.
In that clip, he's literally like, he's essentially like the whole clip. It's like, if you break it down, it's really just him being mad because he didn't tell them what he told them. Like, they're not doing what he told them.
Yeah, no, he's like, they're not listening to me. They're not doing what I need them to do. And then like it's now iconic because like fucking Trump is a piece of shit, but I can't help but fucking laugh.
Motherfucker ended this clip, dude.
He's fucking.
I fucking hate, and I hate that after saying some shit like that, then he just walks off.
Yeah, like no more context, no more questions. He's just like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
Like, he literally says, we have two countries, and this is the exact words he used, that have been fighting long and hard for so long that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And then he's like, they're dropping loads of bombs, loads of them.
Yeah, like the biggest load we've seen. And like, just the way, I think what it is for me is like this motherfucker's verbiage and the way
it's the reason he's president twice.
And the reason,
that's the main reason.
And just like how he chooses to say shit, and like, I can't help but fucking laugh.
It's so, just so dystopian yet so funny that like, this is our president and this is the way he is. Like,
facts.
This is the way.
This is life.
He's just like, he's in the middle of it now, because like, you think he wanted to deal with this? He doesn't want to. You saw him at his own birthday when he fucking looking all sad because they taxpayers spent fucking $45 million on a fucking military march that no one fucking liked. Like, he just wants to stay home, but like, he's the fucking president, so like, he's fucking got to do all these jobs that he's like, how are you gonna prevent World War III? Which is, you know, it's a very tough job to do, but like, if you're not idiots, this is a thing you should, like, you know, what he needed to do is just stand back and see, you know, from the beginning, before even the attack on the nuclear facilities, he needed to step back and wait what they would do.
You know what this is? You know what this is like? It's literally like telling a dyslexic kid to walk up in front of the class and solve a fucking complicated ass.
It was read. You know these X's, and they're like, there's 5 of them. What the fuck? That's what Trump is right now. That's what I would
imagine. Like dealing with this situation is like.
You know, and he's like, wait.
Like,
they're dropping how many bombs?
Like, I wasn't supposed to move that over there.
He's like, why are they dropping the bombs? You gave them to it, sir. You gave them the bombs, sir.
I didn't think they were gonna use them.
He's like, I thought they were gonna do it on the Palestinians, not the Iran part. You know, it's just like
Iran part.
You know that Trump would say that though. You know.
No, yeah. So
no, it's sad. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like, because we're laughing because it's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is
like this is fucking like crazy the way. Like, imagine in the 60s. You know, yeah, sure, the 60s had the Cuban Missile Crisis where everyone thought everybody was going to launch.
When you really think
in
about
like 6 days,
it's insane because while these things were happening back then. Well, now we live in a time where we can literally see, like, people can literally be live streaming, and a fucking missile just hits their fucking house.
Everybody has to
it's like,
no, that's crazy. And then people will be like, source? Motherfucker, the video's right there. And not, you know what's fucked up too? The Cuban Missile Crisis. Imagine if the Cuban Missile Crisis was like, had fucking these the AI shit. Nah, fuck that. No, and then the AI shit's like, people are like fucking using AI to create fake videos of what's happening like over there too. So everybody, insane? So all the boomers are on Facebook are like fucking like so misinformed.
Conspiracy theory Raul, for a second.
Yeah, the conspiracy Raul.
You know what? You know what is a crazy thought when you really think about it?
Think about it.
We're putting all this much money into like military programs and stuff to like develop weapons.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, we've literally spent thousands on
trillions.
Trillions.
We
spent trillions on developing shit that essentially just was made to destroy shit.
She's literally like, bruh, fucking like when Oppenheimer made the nuclear bomb, he was like, this might destroy the earth, and they're like, let's try.
Damn it, I probably have to censor that.
And the fucking the U.S. is fucking like fucking Japan blew up a couple boats, and then we dropped the first nuclear weapons to ever be created on them. Like, you know how much of a
we made that part uninhabitable.
Yeah, America single-handedly created hentai in that fucking day.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Like, they dropped it, and then that's when the fucking tentacles started appearing in the animation. We fucked them up. And like, that's the thing about the U.S. though.
That you related fucking hentai to probably one of the worst tragedies in the world.
Listen, they're still, and I would get it because that's traumatic as fuck. Being like the guinea pigs to like a newly found like fucking like weapon that nobody in human history has ever fucking been affected by before. Like,
no, but that's crazy because we talk about that now, but like now, bro, we have
everybody has them.
No, but not only that, there's shit that's like 100 times more powerful than that.
No, and it's crazy, and there's certain contracts with the United Nations that says only a certain group of countries can have nuclear weapons, and both Iran and Israel
we
are not in that thing.
We have shit definitely at our disposal now. That's
like in actuality, like I know people are worried about World War III and what's going to happen in the U.S.
Oh yeah, wait. That's what I was going to speak on. That's like, I mean, obviously anything can happen.
But let's not get rid of that.
But the thing is though, like, yeah, because that is something that I saw like when shit first started popping off. A lot of people were like, obviously, it became like a meme after a while, but people were like talking about like, oh, like, is this gonna be like World War III or whatever? And the reason why I don't think people should worry that are in the States is because when you think about it, like,
if you're in New York though, just keep an eye out on the ocean, just in case a couple planes come in here.
But that's what you're fun. And you had to say New York too.
Yeah.
What's it called? I was gonna say it's highly unlikely that we would ever see an attack on U.S. soil again, and for two reasons specifically. One, we have if we were to retaliate, we can like severely damage that.
If U.S. gets into anything, they would like destroy everything.
Yeah, so that like we have the power to severely damage whatever country would do that. Yeah, but then also
complete negative, by the way. We shouldn't do that, but we do.
We shouldn't, but I'm saying
that's what would happen. Yes.
And then second too is not only there's a more likelihood of that shit happening now because of who our president is. So that's why I'm saying that, like, those two reasons alone make it highly unlikely that would ever happen. But like I said again,
we never know, because I didn't know the president would tell me at 10 years old the president would be like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Like, I would be like, no, who the fuck is going to elect that dumbass? A lot of people did twice, And then I'll say this, too. We probably wouldn't have gotten to where we're at now if fucking Biden actually paid attention to what was actually happening in fucking Gaza. He was like, he had it up, and then God was like, oh, I got something later on. Like, you fucking, that's going to make you pay for this. Which is true, because that's what fucking, I'm not even fucking, fuck it. Israel wouldn't be the way it's acting like right now if it isn't fucking brutally fucking slaughtering innocent women.
God really said, I'm gonna give you ass cancer.
God literally whispered in his ear, "It's Jover," and then fucking, and he's like, you told him his expiration date, and a fucking,
I fucking
piece
hate
of,
what you
piece
said
of
too.
shit.
You said this before when you
Yeah,
came
when
to pick me up.
he-
You're like, imagine if Biden would have been president while he had prostate cancer.
That would have been. Imagine the shit happening right now, and it's like him. He's like, "What do we do, Biden?" And he's like, "Fucking
You're
like,
I can't shit.
He's like, "Oh, my asshole's got lumps in it, man. You fucking." Wow. Why you gotta, like, I know I said it, but why you gotta keep going?
You said my asshole has lumps. Shut up. I could have kept it going and said mumps, but I didn't.
Oh my god, why? Oh my god, this is what happens when we talk about serious topics.
Yeah,
We
this
just
is why we're not a reliable source.
So if you're gonna put us in your fucking stupid ass essay or video, good chill, man. Just actually do research by people who actually know and fucking know about shit. Because we give a shit, but we don't know shit. You know, we're still like we're still like the AL podcast. You know, we have to talk about because it affects us. Like it affects us a lot. You know, but like you said, like there's a high chance that this is not going to affect any citizens in the U.S. But especially in the places like Iran and their innocent civilians and their population and their sources like that, they're, you know, look what, like, motherfucker, like 2 towers fucking dropped a little and then fucking
like Call of Duty mission.
And then the Iraq shit fucking happened and we fucking slaughtered we went to countries that weren't even involved in that shit just in case they were gonna get involved with that shit. And not only that, I saw a post too where it's like the United States has now cut ties to its funding towards the Taliban. And I'm like, wait.
Oh, somebody retweeted.
Was supporting the Taliban?
Somebody retweeted that and said that shit.
It was like, wait. It was like, taxpayers are paying for this shit? What aren't we paying for, man? We're just fucking giving money out like we don't have fucking debt in our shit. You know, and it's like, but like I think the grand scheme of things, though, like funny? the major like Russia
locks up fucking drug dealers like on the daily.
They don't even lock up drug dealers. They didn't fucking
but, like not white ones. But they lock up drug dealers, right?
Yeah.
And they're like the most crooked motherfuckers ever.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Especially when it's like, yeah, you know, it's like whenever America has like a coup or a military like mission, it's like
I'm just saying,
it affects
if
so
America
much.
Do what they can do, people should be allowed to sell drugs.
You know, that is true. You know what? That is such like a poignant good point too, because it's just like America will tell you one thing and then just like he's like, hey, make sure you do this, and when you do it, you get the fucking shit kicked out of you. So, you know, it goes to other countries and just fucks their whole shit up. You know, and not to mention, like, the ICE situation is only gotten, like, a little worse than where we're at right now. So, for those, you know, on our story, and my story at least, I think you've posted the ICE shit a couple times, too. Where, like, you know, I'm always posting, like, things to do if,
I only posted the thing about the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers shit, too. Glad they kicked them out, even though Dodgers have
It took them a minute. It took them.
You know, they started to realize it's affecting them.
Yeah, like, oh fuck, there's not as much. We didn't sell as many Modelos today.
We need to waste more money on this instead of this. You know, it's like, why did we meet Trump for? And then the Trump Latinos are like, it's like, damn, man, they're so brave. The Dodgers are so brave, you know, but like, you know, yeah. But keep a lookout, keep community close, keep being informed, because shit is tough right now, both in our in the U.S. and out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see. Obviously, as if anything develops, we'll talk about it.
We'll try not to bring up Joe Biden's prostate cancer.
Ass cancer.
We stop. I'm trying to end it on a be happy, hopeful note, and you're like ass cancer.
You wanted to end it on a happy note by bringing up Joe Biden's prostate cancer. Shut up.
That is.
Okay, so
that's the ender. You know what?
Yeah.
Be safe. Be out there. Be careful. And get colonoscopies. And anyways, we're gonna move on to some other drama.
Yeah. So
get colonoscopy.
You're stupid.
Check your shit, because my fucking girl one time told me, she was like, I was on TikTok that now younger people need to start looking into colonoscopies because cancer starts forming younger now because of the things we've been eating. And I'm thanks babe for reminding me of a fear that I now have to worry about earlier on in life.
I was gonna say if it was more prominent now for a different reason, but
no,
never mind.
No, it's on TikTok shit. It's just stats, and she's showing me. He's like, no, people. No, I forgot. It was a while back.
Do you know what my reason is?
What's your reason?
Try to guess.
Oh no, I don't. He's like, yeah, too much of the Takis fries from Wendy.
No, you know what? Don't guess it. Never mind.
Because we be eating a lot of shit now that's just especially with RJJ whatever the fuck Junior, he's been in, he's like, yeah, we should legalize asbestos or whatever that fucking drug is called, asbestos, right?
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, we should legalize that, bring that in. I'm like, motherfucker, they use that as snow in Hollywood silent movies, and most of those actors, yeah.
Oh, I thought that's the shit that grew on walls.
What?
I thought it was some form. I always thought it was some form of fungus or mold. Isn't it?
I'm pretty.
Asbestos, because I'm pretty sure people have said it don't people have asbestos in their house.
We are not scientists, but I just know it's a very toxic thing. That's
why
fucking
I
cancer.
thought it's shit that could be in houses.
That's why
I always thought it whenever I heard
I'm gonna look up what is asbestos.
Yeah, because whenever I heard that, I always related it to mold and shit.
Is a group of naturally occurring toxic. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a type of fungus. It's a mineral, so I guess it grows. I'm gonna look up where does. Just put
it, is asbestos a mold or a fungus?
It's a
very important research.
Asbestos. And then editor, please edit the silent part. So over here, we don't need, and by editor I mean fucking you, Raul.
But it's not silent. We're talking.
We're not talking. I'm looking up shit that's fucking boring because I'm fucking dumb right now.
No, but it's amazing because we're doing this for the people. People need to know. What
I'm pretty sure asbestos is not a fungus. Oh, okay. It's just a mineral fiber that's in rocks and soils. So we mine it. And then that's what they use that fucking on the set of Wizard of Oz, the very first one. And then
the black and white one.
Yeah, the black and white color one. With Judy Garland and the fucking lion, the wicked witch and shit. No, they were doing a lot of dumb shit.
Anytime that I remember that is I just remember she was fucking
and
she was young as fuck.
No, yeah, because she was fucking traumatized.
They made her smoke.
Yeah, she was fucking everybody in her life at that time was a little bit of a piece of shit. So rest in peace, Judy Garland, Queen. But that's what they were fucking doing. They were fucking making us snow out of asbestos, and most of the cast and crew who had to be in the snow fucking died very early. So it's crazy. Hollywood is fucked up, man.
But now moving on to something super dope.
Yeah, editor, please, at least edit, cut the silent parts.
No, I don't think there's hardly any.
Oh my fucking god! All right, let's go on to the drama that we need to talk about. Okay, so we don't need to, but we want to.
Before we get into
this shit is lit.
Before we get into the Lord Willin review, we wanted to talk about some shit that's happened recently with the rollout to the Clips' newest album, Let God Sort Them Out. They did an interview, and previously we only talked about the Drake shit that happened with the whole Kendrick feature. But now there has been more stuff that has come out from that interview.
Like the So Be It single, the second single off the album.
So Be It is the next single off the album that came out. Now, this particular track...
That fucking rocks. This fucking shit. This is my fucking shit
right here.
Not
only is the track itself amazing, but the reason why it made a lot of noise when it first came out is because Pusha T has a third verse that ends the song, and in it, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard it, I like...
Kind of bastards took your bitch and your pride in front of me.
I like really, it took me off guard because I'm like, what the fuck? Like Travis Scott? Like, what did Travis Scott?
He ain't even a rapper.
I was like, what the fuck did Travis Scott do? And then,
what doesn't he do? I mean, in hindsight, what doesn't he do?
In context, right after the single came out, there was a clip that came out from that interview where Pusha T basically explained the reason why he came at Travis Scott is there was an incident where prior to his Utopia album coming out, he went to visit Pharrell in Paris.
At the Louis Vuitton Recording Center when they were recording.
And at the time, the clips was him recording the album.
They interrupted the sesh, too.
He interrupted them, and he essentially started playing them the Utopia album. And the thing that happened is...
An album that Pharrell also had beats on, too.
At the time he played him the track Meltdown, which is on the album, and for those of you who have heard it, you know that's the track that features Drake on it. Now, but the thing is, at the time, but at the time, Drake, when he played it for Pharrell, Drake was not on it. And then I believe like 24 or so hours later, after that meeting, the album comes out and it has Drake on it, and Drake is dissing Pharrell.
Yeah,
and so
about burning his chains too,
and because obviously Pusha T and Pharrell go way back to obviously the Neptunes, at like the beginning of their career. Yeah, they have a very close bond, and so Pusha T essentially took offense to that, and he also thinks that Travis Scott is really corny. His words, before doing that.
Yeah, he called it, and then he's in that same interview. He's like, he does that to everybody,
and he literally
goes around.
This is no joke. He literally called him.
He's a whore. He's a whore, like a fucking like the Sopranos.
He just called him a whore.
A hua.
That's like such a fucking, especially
toward like a man situation.
Like I was like that, like for like a dude to call another dude like a whore. That's like such a random shot.
Like a slut, like a fucking slut, a whore, a fucking. I'm like, damn, was just. But like you look at it, it's like, yeah, I would probably do the same because you're fucking just slithering and like a fucking snake around this shit. He's like, look at my album, this shit's hard. And then the next day,
I feel like a fucking bully, dude. Yeah, like I went in that interview. If you watch that clip, just the way he talks about it, he's like so casual, and he's like, Travis, he's harmless.
I'm not worried about him. And then I will say Travis Scott's response to that was really funny. I think I don't know if it's true or not, honestly, I forgot, but I saw it, and then he's like, "Damn, I'm just playing Fortnite," and then like I think he tagged him. It was like he's like, "Want to battle?" and it's like him taking a picture of like his Fortnite screen.
Wait, is that real?
I'm gonna look it up because I saw it. I'm like, this is fucking funny.
Yeah, because I haven't seen anybody. The thing is, because I haven't seen anybody repost that. Because I think I would have seen it by now if it was like real.
Oh man. Oh no, it's not real. Fuck.
Oh, it's not.
No. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, damn it.
Because if it
would have been funny as fuck.
Because if it would have been real, I would have seen like people repost it by now.
Oh man, I thought it was real. Damn, I got bamboozled. I got bamboozled. Fuck. Because that actually would have been really funny. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he is harmless. So yeah, but like, he is a fucking whore though. Yeah, that's a very whore type thing to do. So yeah, and I approve of those sentiments. Yeah, that's very cheesy to do, very corny to do. Don't like that.
But then there was not only that. There was also in that same interview, Pusha T addressed his current relationship with Kanye.
He ain't a man.
Now, this one was interesting because he essentially what Pusha T said was that the reason why he is no longer cool with Kanye West, aside obviously from his antics, is that he said that and he put it in like a really interesting way because he said that Kanye is a genius, and he said that he's smart enough to see like past him, and what he meant is that he's like he I guess Kanye can see through like if whether Pusha or when Pusha T is being faked towards him. And that's the thing, like, he said, like, because he said he knows, like, Pusha T said Kanye knows, like, how I truly feel about him, and that's like why me and him can't connect because like I can't like I'll never like bullshit him, like I'm always gonna keep it like direct with him, and so that's
which is someone by your side you know you shouldn't lose also, and I think there's something like with people with close friends and best friends. It's one thing to like try not to hurt their feelings, but it's another thing to not be truthful about when they're doing some shit. Because like the homies that are like, even if it's not homies, just like real motherfuckers like Pusha T. It's just like you need someone with that truth near you, whether you're gonna like the truth or not. Someone needs to be truthful to you.
Yeah, like you said, that was like Pusha T could have been like Pusha T was the best possible person that Kanye could have had with him at this time.
Yeah, especially with like all the controversies he was going through, even 2018 when Daytona was coming out, when he was doing that MAGA hatter shit.
Yeah,
it was like people were willing to like excuse that shit because sadly or not, but like Pusha T, but also it also gives insight to how Pusha T approaches like literally he said too, and I saw that full interview too. It just came out recently. It's really good.
Yeah, I watched it too.
It's really good. And then he's like, musically he's a genius. We always connected only through the music. It is to have to work with somebody just so distant from everything except that is very interesting to me. And like I can't imagine just Pusha T is like, what are you saying up there? Like, what you're saying is like dumb as a fuck and shit. And I'm glad Pusha T kind of just like finally distanced himself from Kanye and stuff. But it was that whole interview, even if you don't know who the fuck the clips are, that interview is really very interesting to hear, especially with Malice coming back. And Malice on that track too, so be it fucking goes fucking in, man. That track is so fucking good. I love that fucking track. But this rollout has been pretty spicy.
Oh, and then also announcement. Now that you reminded me, I am so fucking excited because it's official in August. I will be seeing the clips live with the homie Nick. So shout out to the homie Nick. I wanted Mike to go too, but unfortunately he'll be
conflicting schedules.
Yeah, he's gonna be busy doing a play, so I cannot wait to actually see them live because we've seen Pusha T live.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
That's when I realized concerts do not go high to. Do not go high to.
Yeah.
Do not go high to concert. Do not go high to concerts. You just drink.
Especially back to back.
That was crazy.
Dying at that Griselda show.
I think I had a panic. I'm like the first person to have a panic attack at a Griselda show.
Also, because I got really. Show, as soon as we fucking walked in, you just saw the cloud of fucking smoke. And then it gets better.
Because we smoked before, and then we went in, and we were trying to go on the crowd. And
mind you, at this time,
I was so fucked.
Since it was like still 2022,
yeah,
I was still wearing a fucking face mask. So I smoked.
Hindsight useless as fuck.
So I smoked, and I fucking had a face mask on.
And then you're in that. I was trying to get in it, and then I just saw like this. I couldn't see shit, and like this dude was like yelling at me. Like this dude was just like yelling at me. He was like, "I waited here so long, and you're gonna take my spot." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm just trying to go through." And like I just had to. Every time I went in, it just got more crowded and crowded.
Like I don't know how me and Nick ended up like in towards the front, like on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking crowded that's the only time I've ever felt claustrophobic, but I think it was just because I was really high. Yeah. Because mind you, while we were in there, I had to leave to go like get 3 bottles of water.
And those water bottles are expensive.
Yeah, and then, but it gets better. So there's a cloud of fucking smoke. Griselda's performing and shit, fucking.
And they were going in. Yeah, they were fucking.
And then I fucking look over to the left hand side. And I just fucking see a couple with a baby.
Oh yeah, and like mind you, the whole stage, not the just the stage, the whole room that this performance is in is just smoke. Like it's like a fog in there. It's like
And
a
I'll never
temple in
fucking
Zelda.
forget what you told me. Like you're a fucking. I think you're the one that told me this. Like right after we left, because since you weren't there and you didn't see it.
Yeah.
When I told you about it, you're like, man, Griselda's for the kids.
Oh yeah, like woos. They're for the children, But like no, they're fucking killing. Like there was a part where
Also, it was like
where,
a 3-hour show.
They fucking go on for crazy. Like once the doors were open, I would think people in there knew that they were going on for that long.
After a while, I was like, God damn, they're still going.
Shout out to them.
Their whole catalog.
But like there was a part where Benny the Butcher was rapping over We Cry Together, the We Cry Together instrumental, and that shit was fucking like crazy to see live. I was like, whoa, holy shit, that was like fucking dope to see. So I wish I was able to enjoy both the concerts, but that's when I learned don't get high at concerts, because then when you're looking like this trying to watch the show, people around you will look at you and be like, let's get more over here. I don't like that guy. But so don't get high at concerts. Yeah,
I can't fucking wait. I'm really bummed that Mike won't be able to go, but I'm still excited. Shout out to the homie Nick for actually being down.
It's so dope though.
Yeah, so
that's
I cannot
really dope.
wait to see them in August.
And
now to get into.
Oh wait, do you want to talk about the snippet or? Like the Kendrick snippet.
Oh yeah,
we did hear that too.
Yeah, so
people thought it was leaked on accident. It was on purpose.
Yeah.
People were fucking hate.
Pharrell was right there.
I know. Fucking people were going at AZ Chike. He's like, "What the fuck do you do? What?" I'm like, "Chill. Y'all need to chill." They're right there. They're listening. They know what's happening. And then from the snippet we heard. Oh my god, that shit. And I'm so excited for this album in general. Like the way that this shit has been rolling out is like a S tier fucking
rolling out like Autobots.
I know, stop. What are you, Big Sean? Fucking 2012 Big Sean and shit. Making kind of funny bars into really cringy bars. Because you have no charisma.
I'll never forget the I'm always here for you. I'm all ears.
Oh man, I'm all ears. Yeah, but like that's shit. We got shout him out because I feel like every time we bring him up, we somehow keep shitting on him. But, he was the only good feature on that Carter 6.
Yeah, god awful.
Really bad album. But when I talk about that album, when I talk about that Kendrick snippet was hard. We love. We'll go into it when the album comes out. We'll go more into details. But you know what album we are talking about? Clips's debut fucking album, fucking rap album. Lord fucking winning. Lord Willin.
You watched that.
I know. I botched the fuck out of that. Lord Willin. 2002. Holy shit. It's been 23 years since this album has came out. I'm going to give you some context towards this album. Because the Clips actually had another album they made with the Neptunes in the late 90s that they all, it was a fully finished album. But it was shelved by the record label. But when Pharrell had more of his name in the game and created his label Star Trek, they were like, "Hey, yo, Clips, we got some shit to do, so let's fucking do it." And this is how the album came out. This album is very iconic for its hit singles and its influence on rappers such as Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Even when Drake was first coming out, he said he was listening to Lord Willin all the fucking time, and like
it makes it even more funny they got this later.
Yeah, and then Kendrick Lamar put this in his top 15 favorite rap albums of all time, Lord Willin, which is, he was an adolescent listening to this, and I can't imagine being a teenager listening to this because I would have been obsessed. I wish I found this earlier in life because I would have been obsessed with this album. And yes, I fucking love this album. In fact, I love this album more than when I originally first heard it, which was when I was working at fucking an overnight Walmart job in 2021 during the pandemic. And listening to this was like was like
the album
life
had you
changing.
fucking
Yeah,
stacking them.
I know,
Boxes,
like their
stacking
fucking weight, like fucking keys and shit, like fucking. But I love this album. I think this album is very fucking grimy, but clean, and the production is so. And even for me, which I like Pharrell's off kilter production from his own shit to Neptune's to Nerd, but this here is like some other shit he was on. I'm not gonna say it's like some of my favorite stuff, but like man, it's so fucking unique and quirky and stuff, and I fucking love this album so much. And Clips, Pusha T, and Malice. Like y'all are gonna see that Malice is kind of the one when it comes to this shit. And before we go, I do want to go through the album track by track because that's how much I love this album, and I have opinions on most if not all the songs on this album. But what is your because this is your first time hearing it.
Yeah. So I've obviously heard Grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like one of the very like popular songs off the album.
Mm-hmm. Very iconic beat.
Now, obviously, like now, because the thing is, unlike Mike, I became a Pusha T fan first, and I didn't find the clips until much later. And
I mean, say I just found clips earlier.
Yeah. So I haven't heard this album like Mike said, so this is my first time, and on first listen, I can definitely see why, this group would have been as popular as they were back then, because it's literally just like, because again, I already love Pusha T's like solo stuff, but then putting him with Malice and seeing him like Malice, obviously because they're brothers, but them being able to like match that same energy, it's like really fucking amazing to listen to. And obviously too with like Pharrell, the thing too is that the one thing that I noticed with this album is you can tell like there's certain tracks on here, like for example the second track, Young Boy. Like you can tell right off the bat that this is a Pharrell beat. Yeah. So you can tell.
And shout out to Chad of the Neptunes because they both did do the production on here. But Pharrell's quirks are all
like
around.
You can tell like whenever you hear like a track like that, you can like, because there's certain styles. Even though with how versatile Pharrell is, there's certain styles that when you hear it, you're like, oh, this is this producer. And like that's just some of the feelings that I got off some of these tracks when I listened to them.
Yeah, no, and I think this debut really did like just told the world of like how these motherfuckers write the hardest fucking bars to ever be fucking spat. Like even the intro, which is not that long of a song, just sets the tone perfectly of how they fucking rap and shit. And it's so, and then Young Boy comes in, which is fucking just like, oh god,
as soon as I heard that beat, like I said, I knew that was Pharrell immediately.
Bro, and also it lets us know, because it's not just like everything, obviously it's Clips and Pusha T and Malice, so like the drug bars are inevitable, but like it's the way it's the way they always use drugs in the context of their songs, whether it be for comparison, metaphorical, or portraying like stories that they've gone through. And like in this track, especially Malice's verse, they talk about how like it's in the family, it's like the drugs, like they've been exposed to it since they were really young, and like they were pushers since they were really fucking young. And like the story, especially like when Malice is like seeing like his grandmother holding the cigarette 45-degree angle, and the way he describes that is fucking just A1 storytelling. And with the Pharrell beat is fucking like crazy as well. Yeah, no, I love this track a lot. And then it goes into one of my favorite Clips tracks in general, which fucking had me jaw dropped at the time I first listened to it, Virginia. And like there ain't shit to do but cook. I'm just like the way they just scream that in as a chorus, like there ain't shit to do here but to sell and do shit. And but this track was fucking hard.
No, that's what I was gonna say. The first time I heard this track, this is also one of my favorites off the album. I just really love the beat, and just the way, especially the way that Malice was rapping on that. it was just insane.
Also, Pusha T's bar where it was like, we smirked at the OJ trial. Yeah, the chase was wild, but what's the fuss about?
Yeah. That was fucking funny.
No, and then Malice, that Malice verse is one of like top 3 Malice verses for me. I love, especially the way he's like compares like him making figures in the land. I'm not gonna repeat the bar for obvious reasons, but like listen to the fucking song and hear the way he ends that shit, and that shit is fucking hard, and obviously grinding is grinding, you know. And then I actually didn't hear grinding until after high school somehow. Like I didn't hear that shit till after. I don't know where the fuck how I missed this song, but I did. And then damn, that beat and Pharrell's like chorus is really good, and the features on there are really good. And honestly, like I'm not familiar with like the Clips like kind of lovey-dovey type songs, which is also the next song with Faith Evans. Faith Evans. I don't love her. And I actually really like the song a lot too. I think the way they were able to play off is like, and now Pusha T's like, the only thing I'm sleeping with is my fucking gun and shit, and the way he fucking sets that up and stuff. I think they're fucking really smooth rappers as well. Like, and also Pharrell doesn't really give them like very gritty beats. I think the beats have a lot of air in them, and they're very unique, but they're not gritty. But the way they fucking bring in that grit, even when the more pop centered type songs, is really, you know, interesting to hear. And then the Family freestyle is fucking dope. Fucking, that's very short but really really good. When the Last Time is stop chrome spinning.
I think I love the beat on that one too.
Yeah, no, everything about this track too. I love the beat. I love both the verses from both of them. Yeah, no, I wish I had more. I should have taken notes. But Ego too was like when fucking Pharrell's like because the semi-automatic tech is known to jam, it was like very Snoop Dogg inspired towards me, and I think that song is really good. But one of my favorites, or do you have anything to say about Ego?
How does the chorus? Because I fucking love the chorus on that. It was something like
don't get your ass. Oh,
don't let your ego get your ass. Or something about like something about attack. I can't remember exactly how the chorus goes, but it's something about ego and then attack. That shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, because the semi-automatic is known to jam, but if it doesn't, that's your ass, my man. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that chorus is so good. And then the Ego is, that Ego chorus is really good. But Comedy Central featuring Fabulous, that shit.
Wait. Speaking of Comedy Central, you're gonna, dude. Please tell me you hear it. The first time that fucking instrumental came on. Does it not remind you of the instrumental that plays at the beginning of the very first Despicable Me movie?
Oh my fucking god. Yeah.
That's the first thing I fucking thought when I heard it, dude. I was like, this fucking sounds like Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, bro. Despicable Me came out 2010 and they broke off 2009. So if they didn't break off, Clips would have made such a fucking
bro. They would have been on the fucking Despicable Me soundtrack,
bro. That would have been so. I would have fucking killed for that. But I get it. But Malice going first, hard as fuck, obviously. And then fucking Fabulous came in, which I didn't expect to come in with the fucking just. Such a good fucking verse when he's like, why is it ice cream like it's made by Ben and Jerry? Y'all the type of players that be getting 2-day contracts. Email Stitch got these in your 2-way contacts. Oh my god, and then shoveling snow fucking flow pattern. Yeah, no, Fabulous went in on that. And then fucking Pusha's like, and then I brought over Kane. Over and over again. I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck it. I fucking love this track. I love
that fucking Comedy cracked me the fuck up,
dude. All you can think was fucking Rue, like fucking moving to fucking Clips.
Yeah, that's all I fucking pictured when I was hearing that song.
No, that fucking. And then Let's Talk About It. Jermaine Dupri featuring Clips, but I guess it's on the Clips album. And
That was odd when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, very unexpected towards me too. It is maybe a little too. I think this song maybe a little too long, but I still really like enjoy this track. Gangsta Lean, that's my shit though.
Yeah.
I love that beat. I love the way they flow. I love Pharrell's chorus. Like that reminds me more of like a nerd track more than a Neptune's track. That was very, very, very cool to hear it. And this album's super replayable. Like
Yeah.
I've been replaying it more. Like I don't know why I didn't replay it more. Honestly, I think at the time I was just too distant from the production. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, it as good as this production is, does sound for me, it does sound like that scrappy 2002 Pharrell sound that like is more so of its time than. But it was still ahead of its time. But you can tell if it is
inspiration for that intro beat for Despicable Me.
Yeah, you really want to know what you're gonna look up like Despicable Me influence?
No, I'm gonna look up the song and I'm gonna look up the reference track because I guarantee you Comedy Central is gonna be listed.
Bro, he's like, what made you want to do this kids movie? Oh, the song Comedy Central. That one song. That's it. You know, but yeah, I'm Not You featuring the Locks. Those really fucking Jadakiss killed that shit. Styles P fucking wrecked that shit too. And then we have fucking the two grinding remixes on here. The first one with Nore, Birdman, and Lil Wayne.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise for me when I heard it as well. I was like, wow, I didn't expect this at all because I thought they just hated each other from the get go. But you know, but Birdman was like, I'm not gonna pay for this, and then that ripple effect. That ripple effect 23 years later is nuts. But like that song, Lil Wayne and Nore fucking went in on that shit too. And then like the other grinding remix with Sean Paul, Bless, and Continental Official was really good too. Like I actually listened to those two versions of Grinding more than the original version of Grinding because I do. We're not gonna get into it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
Not gonna get into it. It was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. Car ride over here.
Grinding remix. Holy shit.
The car ride over here was a little crazy. You know, it was a little hot. You know, but like it is what it is. That was funny. That was really funny. But I really like those two remixes.
Yeah,
remixes.
I actually like the one with Sean Paul a little bit more than the.
Oh yeah. The it's really, really catchy, and it's such a fun fucking track too.
Yeah. That's also such a like a freestylable beat.
Oh yeah. You know, it's like if we had like if we were around actual cool people in our high school, we would have actually been like fucking like doing that shit, freestyling on the tables. But no, I have only freestyled on like the lunch tables like 5 times in like the last 2 years, which fucking sucked. But it was funny. I will say that, like, when I was first starting out rapping, my friends didn't give a fuck. But when I was freestyling, I was going crazy. I was talking about fucking poops and buttholes and shit, you know. So I definitely was not listening to clips in high school. I was listening to Relapse.
You were definitely listening to Relapse.
And you were too? What you fuck? Don't leave you out of it.
You're the only one that was like making art that was inspired by it.
I know. It was like what? Like remember? Oh, what a way to! But I will segue out of this because this is really funny. But like
this album,
it's fucking rocks.
Yeah,
I love this album.
I can definitely see why it's considered a classic.
No, it fucking rocks, and I'm gonna keep replaying this. And then next time, well, my rating for this is 9 out of 10. I think
same about mine.
Yeah, so 9 out of 10. Everything about this fucking smacks, from the fucking lyrics to the beats to the pacing to the length to the sequencing of the tracks. There's a lot of emotionality you get to it, which is, you know, some people may find surprising, especially when they delve into their background of their environment when they were younger. It's pretty crazy.
So next week, what are we going to be reviewing?
Next week, we're going to be reviewing their sophomore debut, which is also my favorite Clips album, Hell Hath No Fury. Yeah. So that one is probably going to be way long. Like, I think this album is fucking amazing, but I have a huge attachment to that album. And I'll say it right now, it's my third favorite hip-hop album of all time. I think that album is fucking genius. In and out.
Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yeah. But Lord willing, check it. Check that shit out.
Yeah. If you haven't, man, yeah, make sure you listen to it.
Yeah. And then, but like going back to the rapper thing, I remember when I was like doing like, because when I first started rapping, I was like, I'm going to try to come out with a rap every week, which was crazy for me to even do. And yes, the songs, the songs are fucking terrible, but the songs would vary. Like the 1 week would be like a fucking recovery, because it was either recovery Eminem or relapse Eminem. I'm not gonna pull a Biggie.
Yeah, I was gonna. What's the one track you released where like the cover art was like you wrote something on like a piece of like lined notebook paper. And that was the one song you played for us, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
Like
you talked about a pencil and an ass or something. Like you were just saying the most fucking outlandish.
Very Slim Shady fucking like early. I remember that too. It was oh my god, there's a line in there that fucking kills me and embarrasses me so much. It's fucking like it was like she's a dude with a crotch, and I'm like,
wait, what the fuck?
Yes, it was that type of Slim Shady influence. I was a very edgy Mexican fucking rapper, so of course that shit. I was just getting things wrong. I was just saying shit. It was like, wow, because women don't have crotches. Like
you're stupid.
It was so fucking dumb, but it was like offensive and shit. But like it would be like that, and then the other track would be like, hey, you got this. Keep going. You know, don't let the haters say shit. You got like just motivational, cringy, corny shit.
And you literally said it like that.
You're like, hey, remember, man, life is hard, yo. You know? And then the next track will be fucking like
pencils in the ass.
Hey, pencils and fucking like I remember there's a track that I deleted immediately because I fucking hated it so much. Where it was like I forgot the context. But it was like he's like that's like fucking jerking off, and you only have like fucking like the paper towels you see in the school bathroom, so like when you're wiping the jizz it's like the tip's bloody too. And then the next week we'll be like, hey man, keep going, life's a bitch but you got it.
You were fucking interesting back then, Mike.
And then I recorded a song recently, and then I showed it to you.
Yeah.
And that's just hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's actually really fucking good.
It's really like...
It's leaps and bounds from pencil in the ass.
Don't worry, I'll get back into that soon. I'll get back... Because, this is the craziest segue because the audience will be like, damn, this is a weird transition. Yeah. But like right now, my rap name, it's like my Instagram name, like thing for my, almost all my things is Film on the Mic. That's like that, and I like that name a lot. But like back in the day, my name, I was like, what's a mic? And then I just came up with the Money Mic. Of course, no one's came up with that.
Yeah.
So my rap name was
not
fucking...
like a major character in a fucking film franchise.
No. And I was like, oh, why is he named Money Mike? He was like, I don't know. You don't want to make money? And
is he a pimp?
He's like Cat Williams. I did not watch the Friday movies at the time. No, I was not aware of that character. I only watched the first one and that's it. But rap, hip hop, Hell Hath No Fury is a major reason why I don't rap like fucking Eminem anymore.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Should we do the spin for the the album for next month?
Next month we'll wait till the beginning of the. We'll do it next episode because I feel like we just uploaded that Swayze one. You know, I know that's not an official thing, but I mean
that just because we do the spin doesn't mean we're gonna do the review next week. We could just pick the album. I think unless you want to like add another album.
I think I actually found a couple albums, so we'll just do it next week because I think we'll be fine. But yeah.
So our recommendations.
Our recommendations, yes. Oh, I didn't say anything fucking wild. Well, to be fair, we just talk about the bars that I used to say back in the day.
Listen,
fucking whose dick got caught in a strap on that never fell down. Tried to pick me up but gave me a damn reach around.
guess I'll go first. Um, so
I would recommend that song that's not on the internet anymore.
but
I think I still have it though. I might show it to you on the way.
but so before I give my actual music recommendation, I actually want to give two documentary recommendations because I actually watched
you did watch some stuff.
Yeah, I did watch two pretty interesting documentaries recently. The first one being it's called the Tragedy or something of Astroworld. It's on Netflix. It's essentially a documentary that covers the 2021 incident that occurred at the
Damn, that was 2021.
Yeah.
Wow.
That occurred at the that occurred in Houston at the Astroworld concert for Travis Scott. Bro, I honestly, like, if you're ever, like, interested or you have time, I highly suggest that you watch it because it's fucking insane, dude. Like, okay, because the thing is, I remember this story when it first came out, like, about everything that happened, but the thing is, I only knew a few details at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, like, the whole thing, so after watching the documentary, I obviously have more context, and dude, that, like, I'm surprised that they didn't shut that shit down from the start because the thing is,
no.
So I guess Travis Scott has like this is like the type of vibe that he gives off for his shows. But dude, there's fucking video. You know those like things that they set up whenever you go to a concert or event where like the security's right there and it's like a check that like that's where they ask you to like put it like empty your pockets and like put it through the thing and then you walk through the scanner, bro. There was literally rows of that shit set up, right, for, like, all the people to come through. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the fucking gates open, dude, you just see basically a shit ton of people start rushing the gates and just rushing. Like, they were rushing past them so much that they were knocking the little, like, T things down. Mm-mm. And there was even people, like, climbing the gates over. So, like, the thing is, like, the reason why this was doomed from the start is because, obviously, with any type of event, there's a maximum capacity that's allowed, but with all those fucking people sneaking in, there's no telling how many people were actually in there.
Yeah, no.
And not only that, so essentially what had happened is on the main stage for Travis Scott's show, there was like a T shape, and that was like supposed to be the pathway for like any like personnel or security or anything like that.
Motherfuckers are just going in that.
But what had happened is on the left side of the stage, when Travis Scott came on at like around 9 p.m., there was so many people rushing the left side of that stage that they essentially started like pushing in people like to the railings. And so essentially people were like legit starting to suffocate. Yeah. Because they couldn't fucking breathe because there were so many people like next to each other. Mm-hmm. And not only that, there because they interviewed like a few people that were actually at the show. Yeah. And they were talking about this one kid was talking about how like him and this girl that he knew, they were there and at some point they got knocked down. And when they fell, it was literally just bodies on top of bodies that kept falling on top of them. So they were literally under, like, they were, essentially choking under a pile of bodies. And so that was so crazy. And the thing that was fucked up is, and that certain person that was speaking, he talks about how somebody was able to eventually pull him out. And he, like, just kind of, like, I think he, like, went out somewhere and he, like, figured that the girl that he was with got out. But when, like, the concert was over, like, that's when he later found out that, like, she was being rushed to the hospital and she unfortunately didn't make it. But it's just a very fucking insane documentary. So if you want to hear
for an insane event,
yeah. So if you want to hear that, it's on Netflix. Like I said, I think it's called like The Tragedy of Astroworld or something like that. Yeah. And then a second one that I watched that was on Max that was very unexpected. It's called Surviving Ohio State. Now this one was fucking insane because it talks about the 1980s Ohio State wrestling team, and specifically the wrestling team's doctor who worked for Ohio State. Later on, a bunch of athletes at the time, they came out and said that he was being sexually inappropriate with them. And the thing that was interesting is that the lady that they had on the documentary that was essentially doing research and stuff, she says that initially, like prior to like, or when she first started doing research into this story, like there was no sort of evidence that could have been found on Ohio State's website or on the internet, really, of the doctor who worked there at that time, the medical doctor. And you later come out and like it's just a fucking insane story of like all their retellings of like this guy who essentially was doing like the most fucking insane weirdo shit and was being allowed to get away with it.
Yeah.
So it's just a very insane documentary. So if you want to check it out, it's called Surviving Ohio State and it's on Max.
Very uplifting documentaries.
But so now for my recommendation, I'm actually gonna go ahead and
I saw you playing Astro World 2.
Yeah.
On your thing.
Listen, it's a
This
fucking,
documentary made me want to listen to the album.
Listen, it's a fucking sad ass tragedy, bro. And seriously, like R.I.P. to all those people that lost their lives.
It's very fucked up. But that album,
dope album.
that album is a banger.
Yeah. So I fuck you. I hate that you pointed that out.
I thought that was
fucking
really,
have to put me on blast. Fuck you, bitch.
I mean, I get it. It's a very good album.
Yeah.
Really good fucking album.
But I'm going to actually go ahead and just recommend So Be It by The Clips.
Yeah.
Because that track is fucking dope.
We talked about that,
Yeah,
though.
but that track is fucking dope. So if you haven't heard it, make sure you check it out. Because I've had that shit on repeat ever since it came out.
I'm going to pull a you and talk about just recommend 2 movies and then a song and then like an album, I guess. One movie I just saw, 2 movies I saw recently that I really like. One is a movie from 2024, an action movie that you can find on Prime called The Monkey Man. It stars Dev Patel, and he's basically like this is like his John Wick. He also co-wrote, produced, and directed this movie, and you could tell a little bit. It had a really small budget for what it is, but like for what it is, it's fucking like the action in that movie is like really A1, and he really went through. He's going in like this Jackie Chan route that I did not expect, but really enjoy. Where like he's like putting himself like he was always injured on the set of this, and this story is like a revenge movie, like with like a lot of action in it, and like you could tell like that action is crazy. At first it was being produced by Netflix, but Netflix like restricted the budget, so they had to record most of the movie on GoPros and iPhones. But Jordan Peele liked it so much that when he saw the finished product, he was like, this deserves theaters, and so it had a theatrical release, and it was very successful. And it's a really good action movie. If you really like action and you could tolerate like more of you got higher tone of gore and like sensitive subject matter, it's a really good, gritty, dark action movie. And then another movie I saw recently that took me by surprise actually, and despite the acclaim it's gotten, One Night in Miami, which is about what if Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke were in the same room together, which did technically happen, but we don't know what the fuck happened. So this movie's like, let's just make shit up and make a good story. And it's really fucking like, I think that first act is a little muddled, but like those 4 actors who play those 4 people really fucking engaging. And
I remember the trailers of that movie.
And like the stuff that is written, even though it's like very fictionalized, like talks about a lot of the events that were happening at that time, and that is still relevant now. And really engaging, really well written, and the actors are fucking amazing. And it's Regina King's directorial debut, and it's a really solid movie. Highly recommend it. One Night in Miami and Monkey Man. And then the album I'm going to recommend, fuck it, since I'm in the musical mood, the original Broadway cast of In the Heights. Now, you'll probably think, well, that's a movie. I'll just watch it. Fuck the movie. It's a piece of fucking shit. It fucking sucks dick, and the soundtrack is fucking, like, Bad Bunny leftovers. And it's crazy, because, like, it's the same songs as the fucking Broadway cast, and the Broadway cast has, like, songs that were cut from the movie that are better than the new songs that were in the fucking movie. So I recommend the original Broadway cast, where it actually sounds like the aesthetic it needs to be, and the fucking singing isn't fucking auto-tuned to shit. And the story is still amazing. Orchestrations are A1. Lin-Manuel Miranda's major debut as a Broadway writer And this musical means a lot to me, and it's fucking amazing. Everything is just the first song, "In the Heights," fucking banger. Motherfucker has the 96,000 has the best beat switch in Broadway history. And this fucking literally like sounds like fucking deep cover, fucking by Doctor. Just fucking crazy shit. Fucking awesome shit. Fuck the movie. The movie's a fucking giant fucking piece of shit ass turd. Fucking butchers everything about the original fucking product. Just listen to the original product. Fuck the movie. Don't go near it. Fucking old Macy fucking looking ass fucking whitewashed fucking like piece of shit. Fuck the movie. Fuck Wicked too. That's how we end this fucking thing. Fuck Wicked, and that second part. So that second part looks garbage.
I was so lost until you said fuck Wicked. Like, no, oh, hey, I've seen that.
He's a fucking, the director came up. He's like, I didn't know there were like darker Latinos in that neighborhood. I'm like, motherfucking Washington Heights? Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie.
We hope you guys enjoyed.
But follow us, though.
Yeah, follow us and make sure you subscribe, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Subscribe, follow us. You know how it is, yo. And remember, gotta keep your head up, yo. You know what I'm saying? Stay within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Alright, peace.